The desperate designer Jennifer Hayes stood outside her small fashion boutique in Brooklyn, staring at the eviction notice taped to the glass door. The paper fluttered in the cold March wind, mocking her dreams. 3 years of work, countless sleepless nights, and every penny she owned had gone into this place. Now it was all disappearing. Rent overdue, $45,000, vacate premises within 30 days. Her phone buzzed. Another creditor. Jennifer silenced it without looking. She already knew what they wanted. Money she did not have. Her hands shook as she unlocked the door and stepped inside. Bolts of fabric sat untouched on tables. Half-finished designs hung on mannequins. This boutique was supposed to be her fresh start after fashion school. Instead, it became her beautiful disaster. The bell above the door chimed. Jennifer looked up, expecting another bill collector. Instead, a man in an expensive charcoal suit walked in. He was tall, maybe 6'2", with dark brown hair styled perfectly. His eyes were an unusual shade of gray, cold and calculating. He looked around the boutique like he was inspecting property he might buy. "We're closed," Jennifer said, trying to keep her voice steady. "I know." His voice was deep, controlled. "I came to see you specifically, Miss Hayes." Jennifer's heart raced. "Who are you?" Nathan Cross handed her a business card. "CEO of Cross Tech Industries." Jennifer recognized the name instantly. Cross Tech was one of the biggest technology companies in America. This man was worth billions. "What does a tech billionaire want with my failing boutique?" Jennifer asked, defensive. Nathan's lips curved into something that was not quite a smile. "I'm not here about your boutique. I'm here about you." The impossible proposal. Nathan walked to the window, hands in his pockets, looking out at the street. "I need a wife." Jennifer blinked. "Excuse me? Wife? For 18 months. It's a business arrangement, nothing personal." Turned to face her. "My grandfather left me controlling shares of Cross Tech in his will. But there's a condition. I must be married before my 35th birthday to access them. I turned 35 in 2 weeks. And you waited until now?" Jennifer crossed her arms. "I had a plan. It fell through yesterday." For the first time, emotion flickered across his face. Anger, maybe, or regret. Now I need a replacement quickly. Someone with no complicated family ties, no media presence, and most importantly, someone desperate enough to agree. The words stung, but they were true. Jennifer was desperate. "Why me?" Nathan pulled out his phone, swiping through photos. He turned the screen toward her. They were pictures of Jennifer at fashion shows, at her boutique opening, even walking her dog in the park. "Dozens of photos spanning over a year? You've been watching me?" Jennifer's voice rose. "Researching," Nathan corrected. "I noticed you at a fashion expo 14 months ago. Your designs caught my attention. Clean lines, sustainable materials, innovative but practical. You think differently. I've been monitoring your business since then. It's not research. That's stalking. Call it what you want." Nathan put his phone away. "The point is, you're perfect for what I need. You're attractive enough to be believable as my wife. You're unknown enough that the media won't dig too deep. And according to my information, you're about to lose everything you've worked for." Jennifer felt sick. "How much do you know about my situation?" "Everything." Nathan's gray eyes held hers. $45,000 in back rent. $67,000 in supplier debts. Your brother Danny's medical bills from his accident last year. Another $89,000. Your credit cards are maxed. Your apartment lease expires next month. Should I continue?" Tears burned Jennifer's eyes, but she refused to let them fall. "What exactly are you offering?" Nathan opened his briefcase and pulled out a document. "A contract. You marry me legally. Live in my penthouse. Attend social events when required. Maintain the appearance of a loving wife for 18 months. In exchange, I pay all your debts immediately. Your boutique stays open with full financial backing. When we divorce after 18 months, you receive $2 million and keep the boutique debt-free." Jennifer's legs felt weak. That money would change her life, save her business, help Danny finish his physical therapy, give her the fresh start she desperately needed. She asked, "Rules." Nathan handed her the contract. "No romantic involvement, separate bedrooms, no questions about my personal life. You follow my instructions at public events exactly. And most importantly, absolute discretion. If you tell anyone this marriage is fake, the contract is void and you return every penny." Jennifer scanned the document. It was thorough, covering every possible scenario. This is insane. This is business. Nathan checked his watch. "You have 48 hours to decide. If you agree, we get married at City Hall on Friday. If not, I find someone else and you figure out your own solution." He walked toward the door, then paused. "One more thing, Jennifer. I chose you because I believe you can handle this. You're stronger than you think. Don't let desperation make you doubt that." Then he was gone, leaving Jennifer alone with a contract that felt like a deal with the devil, the first test 2 days later. Jennifer stood in front of City Hall, wearing a simple cream dress. No veil, no flowers, no family. Just her and Nathan, and a judge who looked bored. The ceremony took 7 minutes. Nathan's hand was warm when he slipped the platinum ring on her finger, but his eyes remained distant. "I now pronounce you husband and wife." No kiss. Nathan simply nodded at the judge and guided Jennifer out with a hand on her lower back. A black car waited outside. Inside, Nathan immediately created distance, sitting on the opposite end of the leather seat. "Tonight is your first public appearance," he said, scrolling through his phone. "The Manhattan Arts Charity Gala. 500 guests, including press. Everyone who matters will be there." "What do you need me to do?" Jennifer asked. Nathan finally looked at her. "Tonight, you act like we barely know each other." Jennifer frowned. "What? We just got married." "Exactly. And if we show up acting like newlyweds, people will ask questions. How we met, how long we've dated, why the rush? Too many variables." He handed her an invitation. "You arrive separately, 30 minutes after me. We acknowledge each other politely if we cross paths, but maintain distance. Tomorrow, I'll announce our marriage in a carefully worded press release saying we kept it private. Tonight, we're practically strangers. That doesn't make sense." "It makes perfect sense." Nathan's voice hardened. "This is about control, Jennifer. Control the narrative, control the questions, control the outcome. I didn't build a billion-dollar company by leaving things to chance." The car stopped in front of a massive penthouse building. "This is home now. Your room is ready. Wear the dress in the closet tonight. A car will pick you up at 8. Jennifer watched him disappear into the building, feeling like she had just made the biggest mistake of her life. Secrets in the shadows, the gala dress was stunning. Deep emerald green silk that hugged her curves perfectly. Someone had clearly studied her measurements. Jennifer tried not to think about how invasive that was. She arrived at the Metropolitan Museum at 8:30 as instructed. The grand hall glittered with chandeliers and jewels. Women in designer gowns laughed with men in tuxedos. Champagne flowed. Classical music played. This was Nathan's world. Jennifer felt like an imposter. She spotted him across the room, surrounded by important-looking people. He was laughing at something a silver-haired man said. The cold businessman from earlier had transformed into a charming socialite. When his eyes met hers across the crowd, he gave the smallest nod. Nothing more. Jennifer grabbed champagne from a passing waiter and tried to blend in. But she felt eyes on her, watching, judging. A woman in a gold dress approached.
Oh.
"You must be new to these events," the woman said. Her smile did not reach her eyes. "I'm Rebecca Thornton." "And you are?" "Jennifer Hayes." She kept her maiden name as instructed. Hayes. Rebecca sipped her champagne thoughtfully. "Any relation to the Hayes fashion family?" "No, just me in my small boutique in Brooklyn." "How charming." Rebecca's tone suggested it was anything but. "So what brings you to a gala like this?" "These tickets cost $50,000 each." Before Jennifer could answer, Nathan appeared at her side. His hand touched her elbow briefly, sending electricity up her arm. "Rebecca." His voice was cool. I see you've met Miss Hayes. She's here as my guest. Rebecca's perfectly shaped eyebrows rose. Your guest? How interesting. I don't recall you mentioning anyone special in your life, Nathan. I don't mention everything, Rebecca.
Oh.
Nathan's gray eyes held a warning. Some things I prefer to keep private. The tension was thick. Rebecca looked between them, clearly calculating something. Of course. Well, enjoy your evening. She walked away. But Jennifer saw her pull out her phone immediately. She's going to dig into my background, Jennifer said quietly. Let her try. Nathan's hand dropped from her elbow. By tomorrow morning, our marriage will be public knowledge anyway. Tonight was about testing you. Testing me. Nathan's expression was unreadable. You passed. You didn't fall apart under pressure. You maintained composure. That's exactly what I need. He started to walk away, then looked back. One more thing, Jennifer. Rebecca was my ex-girlfriend. She's not going to make this easy for you. Jennifer watched him disappear into the crowd again, feeling like she had just stepped into something far more complicated than a simple business arrangement. Later that night, unable to sleep in her unfamiliar bedroom, Jennifer explored the penthouse. Nathan's study door was slightly open. She knew she should not go in, but curiosity won. Inside, she found walls covered with framed architectural drawings. But these were not buildings. They were fashion designs. Her fashion designs. Sketches she had posted online years ago, hung like art in his private study. In the corner sat a box. Jennifer opened it carefully. Inside were magazines, newspaper clippings, social media posts. All about her. Some dated back 3 years. Nathan had not just been watching for 14 months. He had been obsessed with her far longer. Her hands shook as she pulled out a journal at the bottom. The handwriting was Nathan's. September 3rd, saw her speak at the Sustainable Fashion Conference. She believes in creating beauty with purpose. I've never heard anyone speak with such passion about something I considered frivolous. She made me see it differently. December 18th, she volunteers at the women's shelter, teaching sewing classes. She gives her time freely to help others build skills. Who does that anymore? March 22nd, her boutique opened today. I sent anonymous flowers. She'll never know they were from me. But watching her face light up when she saw them made something in my chest ache. Jennifer's heart pounded. This was not simple research. This was obsession. Nathan had been watching her, learning her, wanting her for years. And she had just legally bound herself to him for 18 months. The study door closed behind her with a soft click. Jennifer spun around. Nathan stood there in pajama pants and a t-shirt, looking more human than she had ever seen him. Found my secret. His voice was quiet, almost sad. You've been obsessed with me for years. Jennifer held up the journal. This isn't normal, Nathan. This is sick. Twisted? Crazy? He walked toward her slowly. I know exactly what it is, Jennifer. I've known for a long time that something is broken inside me. Normal people don't fall in love with someone from a distance. Normal people don't spend years learning everything about a person who doesn't know they exist. Then why? Jennifer's voice cracked. Why do this? Nathan stopped a few feet away. Because for 3 years you were the only thing that made me feel anything. Building companies, making billions, it all felt empty. But watching you create, watching you care about your work, about people, it reminded me that passion still exists in the world. And I wanted to be near it. Near you? This is wrong, I know.
Oh.
Nathan's gray eyes held hers, and for the first time, she saw a real emotion there. Pain, longing, fear. But I'm a selfish man, Jennifer. And when your brother's accident gave me an opportunity to finally have you in my life, even if it was fake, even if you'd never really be mine, I took it. I'm not proud of it, but I won't apologize for it either. Silence filled the study. Jennifer should have been terrified, should have run, but something in his raw honesty kept her frozen in place. What happens now? She whispered. Nathan turned toward the door. Now you decide if you can live with 18 months of this. Knowing what I am, what I feel, and what I'll never be able to give you, He left her alone in a room filled with proof of his obsession, and Jennifer realized that nothing about this arrangement was going to be simple. Living with lies, Jennifer woke up in the enormous penthouse bedroom. Sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then reality crashed down. She was married to Nathan Cross, a man who had been obsessing over her for 3 years. A man she barely knew, but who knew everything about her. Her phone buzzed with notifications. Hundreds of them. Nathan had released the press statement at dawn. Tech billionaire Nathan Cross confirms marriage to fashion designer Jennifer Hayes in private ceremony. The couple requests privacy during this special time. Social media exploded. Messages from old friends, distant relatives, even people she had never met. Everyone wanted to know how she landed one of America's richest men. The comments ranged from congratulations to cruel. Speculation. She's obviously a gold digger. You could do so much. Better. Give it 6 months before he trades her. Jennifer threw her phone across the bed. She found Nathan in the kitchen, perfectly dressed in a navy suit, reading business reports on his tablet. He looked up when she entered. "Coffee's fresh," he said, gesturing to the expensive machine on the counter. "Maria, the housekeeper, comes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. She's discreet. Chef David prepares meals Tuesday and Thursday. Otherwise, we're on our own." "It's very efficient," Jennifer said, pouring coffee with shaking hands. Nathan noticed. "The media attention bothering you? People are calling me a gold digger. Let them talk. It doesn't matter what strangers think." He returned to his tablet. "Your brother Danny called my office this morning. The hospital bills have been paid. He wants to thank you." Jennifer's chest tightened. "What did you tell him?" "Nothing. I had my assistant say it was handled through your insurance. He doesn't need to know about our arrangement." Nathan finally looked at her directly. "I'm not a complete monster, Jennifer. I won't use your family against you. Just use my desperation instead." Something flickered in his gray eyes. Hurt, maybe. But he masked it quickly. "I have meetings all day. There's a credit card in your name on the counter. Buy whatever you need. A driver is available if you want to visit your boutique." He stood, grabbing his briefcase. "We have dinner reservations at 8 tonight. Wear something nice. We need to be seen together publicly." He left without another word. Jennifer stared at the black credit card with her new name embossed in silver. Jennifer Krause. It felt wrong. Like wearing someone else's skin. The boutique revival Jennifer's boutique looked different. The eviction notice was gone. Inside, workers were repairing the damaged ceiling, painting walls, installing new lighting. Her assistant, Monica, rushed over when Jennifer walked in. "Oh my God, Jen. You're married?" To Nathan Cross. Monica hugged her tightly. "And he's funding the renovations? This is insane." "It happened fast," Jennifer said carefully, remembering the contract's discretion clause. "Fast. Girl, you never even mentioned dating anyone." Monica pulled back, studying her face. "Are you okay? You look tired." "I'm fine. Just adjusting." Jennifer walked through the boutique, touching fabrics, examining the repairs. "This is really happening. We're staying open, more than open. Look at this." Monica showed her the business bank account on her phone. $500,000 had been deposited. Nathan's people called this morning. Said this is for expansion, new inventory, marketing. "Jen, we can actually compete now." Jennifer felt dizzy. Nathan was keeping his promises. But at what cost? The door chimed. A delivery person brought in a massive bouquet of white roses. The card read, "Congratulations on your marriage. Let's have lunch soon, Rebecca." Monica whistled. "Rebecca Thornton sent you flowers?" "She hates everyone." "Who is she exactly?" Jennifer asked, remembering the woman from the gala. "Nathan's ex. They dated for 2 years. Everyone thought they'd get married, but he ended it suddenly about 18 months ago. Rebecca's family owns Thornton Media Group. She's powerful, and she holds grudges." Monica touched one of the roses. "This feels like a threat disguised as a gift." Jennifer's phone buzzed. "Unknown number. Should talk. Coffee tomorrow. 10 a.m. The Palace Hotel. Come alone." Rebecca, dangerous curiosity. Jennifer knew she should not meet Rebecca. Nathan would probably forbid it. But something in her refused to be controlled completely. She needed to understand what she had walked into. The Palace Hotel's cafe was elegant and expensive. Rebecca sat at a corner table wearing a white designer suit that probably cost more than Jennifer's car used to. She smiled when Jennifer approached, but her blue eyes remained cold. "Thank you for coming," Rebecca said, gesturing to the seat across from her. "I wasn't sure you would. I'm curious why you wanted to meet," Jennifer said, sitting down. Rebecca ordered them both coffee without asking what Jennifer wanted. Classic power move. "I'll be direct. Nathan Cross is not who you think he is." "God. And you're going to tell me who he really is?" "Someone who collects things. Companies, art, people. He finds something that fascinates him, studies it obsessively, acquires it, and then loses interest once he fully possesses it." Rebecca stirred sugar into her coffee slowly. "I should know. I was one of his collections. If you're trying to scare me off, it won't work. I'm trying to warn you." Rebecca leaned forward. "Nathan watched me for months before we met. He learned my schedule, my preferences, my weaknesses. When we finally started dating, he already knew everything about me. It felt romantic at first, like he truly understood me. But it was control disguised as love." Jennifer's hands tightened around her coffee cup. "This sounded familiar. He has rules, doesn't he?" Rebecca continued. "Specific instructions about how to behave, what to wear, who to talk to. He monitors your communications, tracks your movements, all while making it seem like he's just being protective or helpful. That's not what's happening, isn't it?" Rebecca pulled out her phone, showing Jennifer a photo. It was Nathan, much younger, with a different woman. "This is Diane, Nathan's college girlfriend. He did the same thing to her. Obsessive watching, careful manipulation, total control. She had a nervous breakdown trying to escape him. Had to move to another state and change her name." "You're lying, am I?" "Ask him about Diane Porter. See how he reacts." Rebecca put her phone away. "I'm not telling you this to be cruel, Jennifer. I'm telling you because no one warned me, and I wasted 2 years of my life on a man incapable of real love. He'll never see you as an equal. You'll always be a thing he acquired." "Why do you care what happens to me?" Rebecca's mask slipped for just a moment, showing real pain underneath. "Because despite everything, I loved him. And watching him move on so quickly to someone new, someone he's probably been obsessing over while we were together, it hurts. But more than that, I don't want another woman destroyed by Nathan Cross." Jennifer stood up, her chair scraping loudly. "I appreciate your concern, but I can handle my own marriage. Can you?" Rebecca called after her. "Or did he make sure you had no choice?" Jennifer walked out, but Rebecca's words followed her like ghosts. Confrontation in the dark that night. Jennifer waited until Nathan came home from work. He looked exhausted, loosening his tie as he entered the penthouse. She was sitting in the dark living room, lit only by city lights through the windows. "Jennifer? Why are you sitting in the dark?" He flipped on a lamp. "Who's Diane Porter?" Nathan froze. His face went completely blank, that cold mask slamming back into place. "Where did you hear that name?" "Rebecca told me. Said you did to her what you're doing to me. Obsessive, watching, control, manipulation. Said Diane had a breakdown because of you." Nathan set down his briefcase very carefully. "What else did Rebecca say?" "That you collect people like objects. That you'll get bored once you fully possess me. That I'm just your latest obsession." Jennifer stood up, walking toward him. "Is it true? Part of it?" Nathan's honesty surprised her. "Diane was real. We dated in college. I was younger, didn't understand what I was doing wrong. I thought love meant knowing everything about someone, protecting them from everything, making their decisions for them. She felt suffocated. Left me and cut all contact. I don't blame her, and Rebecca. Rebecca wanted to marry me for my money and connections. I wanted her because she fit perfectly into my life. We used each other, both knowing it wasn't real love. When I ended it, she took it personally. Nathan ran his hand through his hair, messing up the perfect style. But she's not wrong about the collection part. I do get obsessed with things. Companies I want to acquire, buildings I want to buy, and yes, people who fascinate me, like you. Nathan met her eyes. But here's the difference, Jennifer. I know it's wrong now. I've had years of therapy trying to fix whatever's broken in me. I know my obsession with you isn't healthy. That's why this arrangement has rules and boundaries. That's why there's an end date. Because I'm trying not to destroy you the way I destroyed Diane. Jennifer felt tears building. How can I trust anything you say? You can't. Nathan's voice cracked slightly. That's the point. I'm giving you money and security in exchange for 18 months of your time. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to like me. You just have to follow the contract. And what happens when 18 months ends? You just let me go? Move on to your next obsession? Nathan walked to the window, staring out at the Manhattan skyline. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'll finally let go. Maybe I'll spend the rest of my life regretting that I let you slip away. Or maybe I'll prove Rebecca and everyone else right. I'll just be a rich man who collects beautiful things without ever really having anything at all. The vulnerability in his voice surprised Jennifer. She walked up beside him, both of them reflected in the dark window glass. Your brother Danny? Nathan said quietly. When I found out about his accident, I didn't just pay the bills. I sat with him during his surgeries, stayed at the hospital overnight when he was in intensive care. He doesn't remember because he was unconscious, but I read to him, talked to him, prayed, even though I don't believe in God, because losing him would have destroyed you, and I couldn't let that happen. Jennifer's breath caught. Why? Because I love you. Nathan finally turned to face her. Not the healthy, normal kind of love. The obsessive, probably needs more therapy kind. The kind where your pain becomes my pain. Where your dreams become more important than my own. Where I'd burn down my entire company if it meant keeping you safe. That's not love, Nathan. That's possession, I know. A tear rolled down his cheek, the first real emotion she had seen break through completely. But it's all I have to give. They stood there in the dark, two broken people bound together by a contract neither of them really wanted. Jennifer should have run, should have broken the agreement and left. But something kept her frozen in place. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was the money. Or maybe somewhere deep inside. She understood obsessive love because she was starting to feel it too. The unraveling days turned into weeks. Jennifer and Nathan fell into a strange routine. He went to work, she rebuilt her boutique. They attended social events together, playing the perfect couple for cameras while maintaining careful distance in private. But the walls between them were cracking. Jennifer caught him watching her sometimes. Not with cold calculation, but with something raw and hungry. She found herself thinking about him during the day, wondering what he was doing, if he was okay. It felt like Stockholm Syndrome. It also felt like something more dangerous. Connection. Then Danny called one evening, his voice strange. Jen, I need to tell you something. I've been remembering things from the hospital. From when I was in the coma. Jennifer's heart raced. What things? A man's voice. Reading to me, talking to me. Telling me I had to wake up because you needed me. I thought it was a dream, but I asked the nurses. They confirmed someone came every single day. A man in expensive suits who refused to give his name. Danny paused. It was Nathan, wasn't it? Before you two were even together? Jennifer couldn't speak. Jen, why would a stranger sit with me for months? Unless he wasn't a stranger. Unless he already knew you, loved you. How long has this been going on? Danny, it's complicated. It's complicated. Because this doesn't feel like a normal relationship. This feels like something else entirely. Before Jennifer could answer, Nathan walked in. He must have heard her end of the conversation because his face went pale. Let me talk to him, Nathan said quietly. Jennifer handed him the phone, her hand shaking. Nathan took it, walking to the window. Danny, this is Nathan. You're right to have questions. His voice was steady, controlled. I'm going to tell you the truth, because you deserve it. Your sister and I have an arrangement. A business arrangement. I pay her debts, fund her boutique, and in 18 months we divorce and go our separate ways. That's the contract. Jennifer's eyes went wide. He was breaking the main rule. But the part that's not in the contract, Nathan continued, is that I've been in love with your sister for 3 years. I watched her from a distance like a stalker. I learned everything about her. And when you got hurt, I saw my chance to finally have her in my life, even if it meant buying her like property. I'm not a good man, Danny. I'm selfish and broken and probably need more therapy than I'm getting. But I kept you alive because losing you would have killed her. And her pain is the only thing in this world I can't tolerate.
Silence.
Then Danny's voice came through, loud enough for Jennifer to hear. You're right. You're not a good man. But you're honest, which is more than most people. Take care of my sister, Nathan, and maybe get that therapy increase scheduled. Nathan handed the phone back to Jennifer. Danny had already hung up. You just violated the contract, Jennifer said. I told someone the truth. I know. Nathan looked at her with those gray eyes that had haunted her for weeks. Fire me. Sue me. Take everything. But I'm done lying to the people you love. They deserve better, even if I don't. The breaking point that night, Jennifer couldn't sleep. She found Nathan in his study again, surrounded by paperwork. He looked up when she entered, but didn't tell her to leave. Can't sleep either? He asked. Too much on my mind. Jennifer sat in the chair across from his desk. Why did you really tell Danny the truth? Nathan set down his pen. Because hiding it was destroying you. I could see it every day. The guilt, the lies to your brother. I put you in this position, so I took us out of it. Even though it breaks our agreement? The agreement was always garbage, Jennifer. I wrote it to protect myself, not you. To give me control while pretending we were equals. But we're not equals in this arrangement. I have all the power, all the money, all the control. And that's not fair. Jennifer studied his face. What are you saying? Nathan opened his desk drawer and pulled out their contract. In front of her eyes, he tore it in half, then in quarters, then into tiny pieces that scattered across his desk like snow. Saying you're free. Walk away whenever you want. The money is yours, no strings attached. The boutique is in your name only. Your brother's medical expenses are covered for life. You owe me nothing. Nathan, let me finish. He stood up, walking around the desk. I've spent 3 years obsessing over you. 18 months planning how to get you. 8 weeks living with you under this fake arrangement. And every single day, I fall deeper into something I can't control. Something that terrifies me. He knelt in front of her chair, looking up at her with raw honesty in his eyes. I love you, Jennifer. Not the contract. Not the arrangement. You. The way you laugh at terrible jokes. The way you sketch designs on napkins at restaurants. The way you call your brother every morning to check on him. The way you see beauty in things most people overlook. His hand shook as he took hers. I don't deserve you. I know that. I bought you like property and manipulated you into this life. But I'm begging you to give me a real chance. No contracts. No rules. Just 2 people figuring out if this broken thing between us could ever become something real. Jennifer felt tears streaming down her face. You're still trying to control me? Just in a different way, you're right. Nathan released her hands, backing away. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. He started to stand, but Jennifer grabbed his shirt, pulling him back down. I wasn't finished. She leaned forward, her face inches from his. You're broken, Nathan Cross. Obsessive, controlling, manipulative. You've done terrible things, and I should hate you for them. You should, he whispered, but I don't. But Jennifer's voice cracked. That's the problem. I should run far away from you. Instead, I find myself wanting to stay, wanting to understand you, maybe even wanting to love you back, which probably means I'm just as broken as you are. Jennifer, she kissed him. It was desperate and messy and nothing like a fairy tale. It was 2 damaged people crashing together, trying to find something real in a relationship built on lies. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Nathan rested his forehead against hers. What do we do now? He asked. We start over. For real this time. No contracts, no lies, no manipulation. You get therapy? I get therapy. We figure out if this obsession can transform into actual love. Jennifer pulled back to look at him. And if it can't, we walk away. No money, no obligations. Clean break. That terrifies me more than anything. Good. You should be terrified. I'm terrified too. Jennifer stood up, pulling him with her. But maybe that's what real love is. Being terrified and choosing it anyway? Nathan pulled her into a tight embrace, burying his face in her hair. I'll try. I swear I'll try to be better. That's all I'm asking. They stood there holding each other, two broken people, trying to build something whole. Outside, New York City sparkled with infinite possibilities. Inside, Jennifer and Nathan took the first real step toward something neither of them knew how to name. Paris dreams. 2 months passed. Real months, without contracts or manipulation. Nathan went to therapy 3 times a week. Jennifer went twice. They learned to communicate without games, to argue without Nathan trying to control the outcome, to love without possession. It was hard. Nathan still slipped sometimes, making decisions for Jennifer before asking. Jennifer still doubted his motives, wondering if honesty was just another manipulation. But they kept trying. Jennifer's boutique flourished. She hired 3 new seamstresses and expanded into sustainable evening wear. Fashion magazines started featuring her designs. Orders came from celebrities and socialites. Everything she had dreamed about was finally happening. Then the email arrived. Ow. Dear Miss Hayes, Maison Laurent, the prestigious fashion house in Paris, would like to offer you the position of lead designer for our sustainable luxury line. This is a 3-year contract with full relocation assistance, salary of $200,000 annually, and creative control over your collections. Please respond within 1 week. Jennifer read it 5 times. Paris, Maison Laurent. This was the opportunity every fashion designer dreamed about. The chance to work with the best in the world, in the fashion capital of the planet. But accepting meant leaving Nathan. Leaving the life they were building, leaving everything. She didn't tell him immediately. For 3 days, she carried the email like a secret, trying to decide. On the 4th day, Nathan found her crying in her design studio at the boutique. What's wrong? He knelt beside her chair, genuine concern on his face. Jennifer showed him the email. Nathan read it carefully, his expression unreadable. When he finished, he set the phone down gently. This is incredible, Jennifer. You have to accept what? Paris, Maison Laurent. This is your dream. Nathan took her hands. I won't be the reason you don't chase it, but what about us? About what we're building? Nathan's smile was sad. We've been building something beautiful. But Jennifer, I can't be the chain that keeps you here. I spent months trying to possess you, control you, keep you close. I won't do that anymore. If you're meant to come back, you will. If not, at least you got to live your dream. You just let me go? Just like that? It's killing me, Nathan's voice cracked. Every part of me wants to sabotage this opportunity. Keep you here, make sure you never leave. But that's the old me. The broken me. The new me, the one trying to actually love you correctly, knows that real love means letting go. Jennifer threw her arms around him, sobbing into his shoulder. I don't want to leave you. Then don't. Nathan held her tight. Tell them no. Stay here. We'll build the life we've been planning. But I'll always wonder what if. I know. He kissed the top of her head. That's why you have to go. The unforgivable act. Jennifer accepted the Paris position. Her flight was booked for 3 weeks away. She spent the time training her boutique staff, packing her things, saying goodbye to Danny and Monica. Nathan was supportive, helpful, perfect, too perfect. 1 week before her flight, Jennifer received another email from Maison Laurent. Dear Miss Hayes, we regret to inform you that due to internal restructuring, we must rescind our employment offer. We apologize for any inconvenience. Jennifer stared at the screen in shock. She called the number listed on the original email. The receptionist was apologetic but firm. I'm sorry, Miss Hayes. The decision came from ownership. There's nothing more I can tell you. Jennifer hung up, numb. Danny called an hour later, his voice urgent. Jen, you need to look at something. I did some digging after you told me about the Paris job. Maison Laurent was partially acquired last month. Guess who bought 20% of the company? Jennifer's blood turned to ice. No, Crosstech Industries. Nathan's holding company. Danny's voice was tight with anger. He bought part of the fashion house right after you got the offer. And yesterday, he used his position to cancel your contract. Jen, he sabotaged your dream job. The phone slipped from Jennifer's hand. All the therapy, all the promises, all the progress. It was a lie. Nathan had reverted to his old ways the moment her leaving became real. She found him at the penthouse, working in his study. He looked up with that smile that used to make her heart race. Now, it made her feel sick. Did you cancel my Paris job? Her voice was eerily calm. Nathan's smile faded. Jennifer, let me explain. Yes or no, Nathan? Did you buy part of Maison Laurent and use your power to destroy my opportunity? Silence. Then, quietly, yes. Jennifer felt something shatter inside her chest. After everything, after all your promises about changing, about letting me make my own choices, about loving me without control, you did it anyway. I panicked. Nathan stood up, moving toward her. The closer it got to you leaving, the more I couldn't breathe. I tried to be strong, tried to let you go, but Jennifer, losing you would destroy me. So yes, I made the call. I used my influence. I sabotaged your dream because I'm selfish and broken, and I can't let you leave me. You don't get to make that choice. Jennifer screamed, all her calm shattering. You don't get to decide what's best for my life? That job was mine. Paris was mine. And you stole it from me because you're so terrified of being alone that you'd rather keep me prisoner. I'm not keeping you prisoner. You can still leave. To do what? You've poisoned every major fashion house against me. If you're willing to sabotage Maison Laurent, what's stopping you from destroying every other opportunity I get? Tears of rage streamed down her face. You haven't changed at all, Nathan. You just got better at hiding it. That's not true. I love you, no. Jennifer backed toward the door. You love owning me. There's a difference. She left the penthouse, ignoring Nathan's calls behind her. She went to Danny's apartment and cried for hours. Everything she had built with Nathan, every moment of hope that he could be better, was based on a lie. The next morning, Jennifer called a lawyer. Real divorce papers this time, not contract termination. She wanted out completely. Nathan's response came through his attorney. He would sign anything she wanted. The boutique was hers, free and clear. $2 million would be transferred to her account. He would stay out of her life completely if that's what she wanted. But there was a note attached in Nathan's handwriting. Jennifer, I don't expect forgiveness. I destroyed your trust again, and this time, there's no coming back from it. But please know that everything I did, as twisted and wrong as it was, came from loving you more than I've ever loved anything. I'm releasing you now. Truly releasing you. Go live your dreams. And maybe someday, you'll remember the man I tried to become, instead of the monster I actually am. The whole truth. Jennifer should have signed the papers and moved on. But something nagged at her. Nathan had given up to Isoli. No fight, no manipulation, just immediate surrender. It felt wrong. She went back to the penthouse one last time to collect her remaining things. Nathan wasn't there. But his study door was open, and on his desk was his personal laptop, unlocked. Jennifer knew she shouldn't look, but she needed to understand. She opened his email. What she found made her knees weak. Emails to Maison Laurent. But they weren't canceling her job. They were securing it. I understand you have concerns about hiring Jennifer Hayes given her connection to me. Please be assured that our personal relationship will not interfere with her professional career. In fact, I'm willing to guarantee her contract personally. If she underperforms in any way, I will compensate the company directly. Another email, dated 2 days after she got the offer. Jennifer is planning to decline the Paris position to stay with me. I can't let her make that mistake. Please send a follow-up email emphasizing the career growth opportunities and creative freedom. Make the offer too good to refuse. More emails documenting Nathan's attempts to ensure Jennifer's success. Then, 1 week ago, everything changed. I need to know honestly, is Jennifer being offered this position based on her talent or because of her connection to me? If it's the latter, I'm withdrawing my support. She deserves opportunities she earned, not opportunities I bought for her. The response from Maison Laurent was brutal. Mr. Cross, to be frank, Ms. Hayes' portfolio is impressive, but not exceptional. We extended the offer primarily because of your investment in our company and your personal recommendation. Without your backing, we cannot justify the position. Jennifer's hands shook as she read Nathan's response, then rescind the offer. I won't let Jennifer build her career on my name and influence. She'll hate me for this, but better she hates me than succeeds, knowing deep down she didn't truly earn it. If she's meant to reach Paris, it will be through her own talent, not my manipulation. The study door opened behind her. Nathan stood there, looking exhausted. He had dark circles under his eyes and hadn't shaved in days. You weren't supposed to see that, he said quietly. You didn't sabotage my job. You tried to make sure I earned it fairly. When I realized you hadn't, I ended it, which hurt you just as much. Nathan leaned against the doorframe. There's no version of this where I'm the good guy, Jennifer. I manipulated the situation from the start. Whether I was helping or hurting, I was still controlling your career without your knowledge. Jennifer stood up, walking toward him. Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Because you would have been angry either way. Angry I helped, angry I hurt you, angry I was involved at all. I can't win, Jennifer. Every choice I make regarding you is tainted by my obsession. That's why you need to leave. Not to Paris, but away from me. Somewhere I can't reach, can't influence, can't destroy. What if I don't want to leave? Nathan looked at her like she was insane. After everything I've done? You did something terrible by getting involved in my career. But you did something decent by removing yourself when you realized the offer wasn't genuine. Jennifer stopped in front of him. You're not a good man, Nathan Cross. But you're trying to be better. And maybe that's enough. It's not enough. You deserve someone without my baggage, my obsession, my constant need to control. Probably. Jennifer took his face in her hands. But I don't want someone without baggage. I want you. The real you. Broken parts and all. Jennifer, I will disappoint you again. I'll try to control things. I'll make mistakes. I'm not going to magically become perfect. I know. She smiled through tears. But you're also the man who sat with my brother for months while he was in a coma. Who read to a stranger because it might help. Who tore up a contract to give me freedom. Who sabotaged his own manipulation because you wanted me to succeed fairly. You're complicated and flawed, but you're also capable of real love. You just have to believe it. Nathan pulled her into his arms, holding her like she might disappear. What do we do now? We start over again. For real this time. Keep saying that. We'll probably keep saying it for the rest of our lives. Jennifer pulled back to look at him. Love isn't a destination, Nathan. It's a choice we make every single day. To trust, to forgive, to try again, even when we fail. The real beginning 6 months later, Jennifer stood in a small gallery in Brooklyn. Her fashion designs hung on the walls like art, each piece telling a story of sustainability and beauty. The show had attracted attention from genuine fashion critics who had never heard of Nathan Cross. They praised her work on its own merit. Nathan stood in the back of the gallery. Watching her talk to a journalist, he didn't interfere, didn't insert himself into her success. He just watched, proud. After the show, they walked through Brooklyn together, holding hands. No press, no performance, just two people in love. I got another offer today, Jennifer said. A fashion house in Milan wants me to consult on their sustainable line. 6 months, good pay, creative freedom. Nathan's hand tightened on hers for just a moment. Old fear. Then he relaxed. That's amazing. Will you take it? I don't know. What do you think? I think Nathan stopped walking, turning to face her, that you should do whatever makes you happy. If that's Milan, I'll support you. If it's staying in Brooklyn, I'll support you. And if it's somewhere I haven't even thought of, I'll still support you. Even if it means being apart. Even then, because I love you, Jennifer. The real kind of love. The kind that wants you to flourish, even if it hurts me. The kind that trusts you'll come back if we're meant to be. The kind that doesn't need contracts or control. Jennifer kissed him, soft and sweet. I'm turning down Milan. What? Why? Because I'm building something here. Not just the boutique, but us. And I'm not ready to leave that yet. She smiled at his relieved expression. But ask me again in a year. Maybe I'll be ready.
Then?
Maybe you will too. You're going to drive me crazy, aren't you? Probably. But you'll survive. You're tougher than you think. They continued walking, talking about everything and nothing. Nathan told her about a new sustainable building project Crosstech was developing. Jennifer told him about her idea for a fashion line that employed women from domestic violence shelters. Later that night, back at the penthouse that now felt like home instead of a prison, Nathan gave Jennifer a small box. It's not an engagement ring, he said quickly. We're nowhere near ready for that. But I wanted you to have something. Inside was a simple silver bracelet with a small compass charm. So you always know which direction you're going, Nathan explained. And so you always know you can find your way back to me if you choose. Jennifer fastened it around her wrist, the metal cool against her skin. I choose you, Nathan. Every day, even the hard days. I choose you. And I choose to let you be free, even though every instinct I have screams to hold tighter. Nathan pulled her close. We're both choosing the harder path. But maybe that's what makes it real. They stood by the window, looking out at New York City sparkling below them. Two broken people who found each other in the messiest way possible. Two people learning that love wasn't about perfect moments or grand gestures. It was about choosing each other again and again, even when it was hard. Especially when it was hard.